This video is for Eric and Aaron. What I've been doing with the Watchmen is to experiment and see how far they can go in the Strongs if they were to have a deal, which I believe that the train with the gas mask was a type of seal of a 9/11 that would be for the Watchmen. Now, only they know if it was, but it was a type of locust that they took the deal. So that means that they would have been in locust this whole time. So, kind of what I'm thinking is that in the framework of the Star Wars, where you have A New Hope, which is the fourth one, which is as a Kachina type of the In-N-Out burgers, milk from the breast, and also the like a spear or something that was against the Vatican kids, what they go through, what's put on them. So I was thinking that if that's in the middle, okay, then you could have number one, which is alpha, is actually really, really tough to get. And it means like everything was sloppy, like it was just everything was thrown at them and it was sloppy, and they got out by spirit weapons that were chaotic. And then I was thinking that if you go really far, then that means that you have your money, you have never gotten on your knees to the black race, you have respected the foreigners, you're a G as God is a G, and you get out of situations, you're crafty, things like that. That would be that they never went down in the bed or did any burdens that were um, like sexual or that would have been against their soul, sort of thing. That they were crafty and witty to stand against all that. So then that would be far where you're boiling hot. You're a boiling hot strongs because you're constantly getting out of situations. So for Eric and Aaron, what I was thinking was is that it's kind of leveled like that in the strongs where it does not necessarily mean you're the toughest one if you go really far, because really the toughest one whose soul was persecuted was alpha. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a flux. It's a flux. Like it's not exactly like how far you go is the toughest. That's what I was experimenting with. So I just want to make that very clear to all the Watchmen as well, that I was experimenting with it to see if it would work. I don't know if that's how it is. It could be cut and dry. One you can get easily, and then 2200 is very, very hard. I don't know. I'm experimenting to see if it will work. Now, I'm not against you. I'm not saying, you're a weakling or something like that. I'm just saying I'm experimenting to see if it will work. And I really had a strong feeling about that gas mask train. And it was in Gargoyles, the TV show. It's just that it really was something that was a sign of locusts for the Watchmen if they believe it was. Only they would know. So for Eric and Aaron, you would have to ask the Watchmen if they really went through locusts, and only they would know because it's a lot of mind-boggling. It's a lot of driving. It's sleeping. It's you're up at night and you're constantly thinking of what comes next, sort of thing. That's what locust was for me. but I had a clear sign when I was done with locusts. I had a very clear sign that I was, because Kobe Bean Bryant died exactly 5 months after my locust, to end my locust. So I'm just saying only they would know. So I'm not trying to be hard on you and say, well, you have to do this and make sure you get it and everything. I'm trying to see if it will work, that God would want it to work. And like, it does not mean, oh, DMX, like, we're not going to Charles Anthony Hopkins, it's going to happen now. It does not mean that. Okay. These things are very deep in the scrolls, and when you have your scroll reflect in a death, it means more than just the acronym. Okay, so I just want to make that clear, and it means what your scrolls were. And that was a while ago, and um, so we'll have to see if this works, is what I'm saying, because I don't know, and there's no clear sign that it worked, because I I believe that there would be a clear sign. And yes, Meatloaf died. He had the song "I Won't Do That." And he died on inauguration day, a year after, and he died in Tennessee. So you know that was a big sign. If I were a watchman that was really looking out for everyone, I would say, look at the Meatloaf death. Look at the Meatloaf death, because that was a huge sign. And that means that it's either we're in the ancient times of, Zion, or we're in the Matrix times of Zion. But yes, he died on inauguration day. And, this and that, Joe Biden, Obama, Trump, and just all that. But, the hat, I'm saying the hat of Trump. Um, so that's something to look at. And everybody have a good night. You've done a great job. I'm just, I'm a little concerned that there was not a sign for the Watchmen, but we'll just have to see if they're priming it. If it's being primed. Um, Again, I'm not saying that anyone is not strong or anything like that. I'm just saying I don't know how it works. Okay, if it's a leveled system of Star Wars, then it would be that it's leveled. It's a flux. Okay, and that does not mean that the middle is the strongest either. I'm saying the whole thing is fluxed and tier leveled. Okay, so have a good night. Thank you.